Hey guys, how's it going? Jeremy Donson here with thedrumprofessor.com. Today we're going to be going over In the End by Linkin Park. Super fun song. We're going to be starting on the chorus here today. And as always, if you have any questions, I'm here to help. Just let me know what I can do for you. Also, if you haven't seen the video that I have on my website, it's only $25, limited time, but it's an excellent video for beginners. Also, some experienced drummers if you want to make sure that your fundamental technique is correct. There could be some things that you've been doing wrong for years and never even knew it. So be sure to check that out. And thanks guys so much for watching this video. Here we go. Let's get started at 50 seconds into the song.
Meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. One thing I don't know.
All right, and there you have the chorus for Linkin Park. Now, let's go ahead and get started at the beginning of this chorus, starting at the crash after the fill. So we're going to go... So to break this down, crash with the bass drum, crash and bass snare. So the and, or the high, if I say and, that's just hi-hat by itself. So the and the bass are by themselves, and then you hit the snare and hi-hat together. So crash and bass snare. Now, if the bass seems to be a little late on that, like kind of choppy like that, work on what's called your prep stroke. So I can go over in further detail with you. I know I have a lot of students that really struggle with the prep stroke. So if you need help with that, just let me know and we can schedule a free lesson and help you out with that. But what I mean by a prep stroke is when you crash and then hit your hi-hat, your bass hits immediately after, so you want to raise your beater as your hand comes down. It's going up as it's coming down. So by the time your hand actually hits the hi-hat, your beater is fully up, ready to kick the bass drum. That's called a prep stroke. So crash, up, bass. Okay, so crash and bass snare, and you're gonna hit an accent on the snare. You want to hit it nice and hard. Now, after that snare drum, if you've seen other videos on this, a lot of drummers don't do the ghost notes that are involved in this beat. If you watch the actual video and listen very carefully, there actually is some ghost notes in this beat. Ghost note as in it's not loud, it's so soft, it's barely even there. So he does do some ghosting in this. We are going to cover it. It is optional. You don't have to do the ghosts, but it is in the song. So, so going from this point, crash and bass snare, snare. So once you hit the snare and hi-hat together, you go and snare after that. Okay? Now, after that snare drum, there's one ghost before you do the bass. So crash and bass snare and snare. And then another and snare, but it's and ghost. So crash and bass snare and ghost bass bass and ghost bass bass. Okay, now after the ghost, you're going to go bass, bass, snare. The second bass is by itself. So another tendency of quite a few of my students is to do bass, bass instead of bass, bass on this, right? So you want to make sure that the second bass is by itself. It's isolated. No hi-hat with that one. So be really careful with that. The key thing to keep in mind on this beat, along with many, many other beats in this genre, is your hi-hat normally is like your metronome. It never changes. So whenever you're doing these extra ghosts or snares or basses, if your hi-hat changes, then you did something wrong. If it stays consistent like a metronome, then you have a much better chance of it being correct with everything else. Okay, so putting all that together, that's what we have so far. And then after the snare, the final snare that we hit there, you're going to do and then another ghost and loop it back again. So, and ghost bass, just like that. Okay, so now without the ghosts, it really simplifies this beat quite a bit. Without the ghosts, it's going to sound like this. So it really takes a lot of difficulty out. Okay, so going back again. So once you do the snare and snare bass, you just loop it and play it the second time. Now, the difference between the first measure, which we just played, and the second measure is there's one additional bass drum after involved in this beat. So after this, after the bass, you're going to do another bass. Okay, so in adding that bass, it's going to go bass, bass, snare, bass, and ghost bass. Bass, bass, snare, bass, and ghost bass. And simply, if you don't do the ghost, it's just bass, bass, snare, bass. Bass, bass, snare, bass, bass. Bass, bass, snare, bass, bass, if you don't do the ghost. Okay, so let's take that and put it together now. Here we go. All right, and there you have the beat all put together. Now let's go over the phrasing of this to know when we're going to do the crashing in this. Okay, so the chorus is 8 measures total, and 1 measure is considered this. So 1, 2. So I just played 2 full measures there. So each time you do the beat, that's 1 measure. All right, so we're going to do 8 measures total. You're going to crash on measures 4 and 5, and then after you finish the 8th measure, it starts into the verse, and you're going to crash on 1 of the verse. So in other words, let's say this is your 8th measure, so 8. Crash on 1, and that crash starts the verse. That's how we're going to phrase this. So on measure 4, when you crash, he's going to say matter. It doesn't even matter. So on matter, you don't want to hear me sing, trust me. But anyway, so when he says matter, that's the 4th measure, and that's where you're going to crash. And then you crash again on 5. And then again, after you're done with 8, on 1. So putting it all together, counting it without music, it's going to be played like this, and then we'll do it again with music, and then we're good to go. So let's do it slow actually at first. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 1. Now, faster. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there you have it. All right, now the accents, or the ghosting rather, really adds a nice flavor to the beat here. If I do it without, it's fine. It just won't be quite as flavorful, and it'll be easier without the ghosts. But here's what it sounds like without the ghosts at tempo. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there you have it. All right, so guys, let's listen to this one more time with the music, and then you have the chorus for this song done. Really cool. I think you really will have a lot of fun with this now that it's broken down and you see how it's played. All right, so here we go. Chorus again.
Will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far.
All right, guys, so I hope this really helped you out. I had a lot of fun making this video. This is definitely one of my favorite songs by Linkin Park. It's really fun, and I hope you enjoyed it. And again, if you like this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I really do appreciate all my viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much. And as always, have fun, stay awesome, and rock on, guys. Have a good one.